Hello, welcome to Oracle DBA02pro.com. This is Hassan Mir. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about index segment. So in the previous tutorials, we have learned that a segment can be divided into four types: data segment, index segment, temporary segment, and rollback segment. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about index segment. So first of all, what's an index? Index is simply a database object that stores information about the location of data in the table. Okay, so it's just like I ask you that you go to my file cabinet. In my file cabinet there are, like, let's say 50 drawers, and go to my file cabinet and get me a file for client, let's say client number 100. Okay, now you go to my file cabinet and what do? You start opening all the drawers one by one, starting from drawer 1, and as soon as you find the file, then you stop looking further. Okay, so that's one approach. So this approach is akin to full table scan in database. So if there is no index, Oracle does a full table scan from top to bottom. If you look for if you ask Oracle that get me a record for employee number 100, Oracle is going to go to that employee table and start scanning from top to bottom. As soon as the record 100 is found, Oracle stops scanning. Okay, so the assumption is that we don't have an index right now on the employee number column, right? Okay, so now taking the same example, if I create an index on my file cabinet, and if I ask you to get me a file for, let's say, client 100, first you're going to go to the index. Let's imagine index is a piece of paper telling you that drawer 1 contains files for all the clients from 1 to 10. Drawer 2 contains files for all the clients from 11 to 20. Okay, so you're going to take a look at index. In one glance you would know that, okay, file for client number 100 is located in drawer, let's say, drawer number 14. You're directly gonna go to drawer 14 and get yourself the file. Okay, so this way you have to do two hits, one to the index and one to the actual drawer, so you don't have to, you know, do a full drawer scan. So that's basically the index. So here I'm representing index with this tree, so it's usually called B tree indexes. So first Oracle is gonna, if you ask for, let's say, some record from this table, and in the where clause you're putting a condition of column 1 where column 1 is equal to 2, so this index has to be on column 1. Okay, so first Oracle is going to go to this index. This index is going to tell Oracle that, hey, if you're looking for column 1, then directly go to row ID number whatever, let's say row ID number 1000 in the table, and you're going to get the record for column for record number 1. Okay, so that's how index works. So B tree index is represented by this tree here. So first Oracle is going to see, okay, if the value is less than 10, then look for this node. If the value is less than 5, finally Oracle is going to go to a value, and against that value there would be a row ID. Row ID simply is the location of the actual data of the table. Okay, so Oracle can directly go to any row ID if Oracle is given the row ID. So index basically gives Oracle the row ID of the record, and then Oracle doesn't have to scan the table from top to bottom. Just, you know, so Oracle has to do two reads, one on the index and one directly on the row ID of the table. Okay, so this is how the index works. I'll have separate tutorials on the index, very detailed tutorials, so just an introduction. So having said that, when you create an index, so index objects are optional objects. Why would you create an index? You create an index if your select statements are very slow. Then you look at the where clause of that select statement, and whatever columns have been used in the where clause, you try to create index one on each column, or you can also create composite indexes. So again, I'll be covering that in detail later on. So when you create an index is created in a segment. So every database index resides in a single segment consisting of one or more extents. We already know that segment consists of one or more extents. Okay, now you can also partition indexes. So Oracle allocates more than one segment if it's a partition index. Why would you partition an index? Same concept as we learned in the last tutorial. The same reason why would we partition a table. We would partition an index. If it's a big index, then you don't want Oracle to do you know, lots of read on that index, so you basically put that index in two segments and you store each segment on a different file. Okay, now that way Oracle can read the whole index in half the time. Okay, there's a typo here, it should be partitioned index, not partition table. So Oracle can read the whole index in half the time, because now two hard disks are being read at the same time. Okay, so that's what the concept of partition is. So each segment is stored in a separate database file. So that's pretty much it about index segment. So I see you in the next tutorial.